So I'm also one of the study coordinators of this program. So this is a joint program of the economics department and the history department in Bayreuth. So I'm the study coordinator from the economics side. And let me just start with giving you a very quick overview what this program is about. So economic history has in the recent like 10, 15, 20 years been booming, I would say, or at least has encountered a revival. If you have followed the Nobel Prize this week, it was awarded to 𝘗𝘢𝘪𝘥 for advancing our knowledge of the labor market outcomes of women. But this is also a Nobel Prize that goes to economic history because she is really looking at these labor market outcomes in the very long run and then in the last 200 years or so. The boom also has something to do with, say, the crisis that we have encountered. So think about the financial crisis, 2008, 2009. There, we discussed a lot whether we can learn from the past crisis, let's say the Great Depression of the 1930s. And the same was true if you think about the refugee influx into Europe in 2015, 2016. If we have these types of events, we often look into the past to get some help, if you like, for what to do, because of course it's tricky to make decisions in real time, and so we often make sort of analogies with past events. So economic history has been booming, and what this MA offers you is an interdisciplinary education in both history and economics. So it's not only about economic history. You will see in the curriculum that's a core part of the program, but it also gives you an introduction into the two subjects, history and economics. Therefore, it's called history and economics rather than economic history. And I would say that's a program that is currently unique in Germany. Partly that's because there are not that many chairs in economic history in Germany. Bayreuth has two chairs, one in the history department and one in the economics department, and we together run this program. So this is the third bullet point here. It's organized jointly by the history and economics department. So it's a truly interdisciplinary program, and it teaches you both the quantitative methods that I typically apply in my research, so statistics, econometrics, but also the more qualitative methods that are often used in the history department. So you will get both perspectives. Therefore, it's also open not only to students with a good undergraduate degree in economics, but also to students with a good undergraduate degree in history. The second requirement is strong English language skills because it's completely taught in English. Okay, let me go a little bit through the curriculum so that you have an idea of what you can expect from such a program. So it's a 2-year program. And here is how it is structured. That is the first part. So you do have foundational courses in economic history, so growth and crisis. One of the big questions in economic history is always, why are some countries now rich, others stay poor? And that's the fundamental question probably in economic history, and we will talk about a lot about this especially in Foundations 1, but also in Foundations 2, where we talk more about the evolution of the global economy. And there's a third foundational course on state and institution and how these how institutions, for example, have shaped economic development in the very long run. Importantly, we have the skill convergence modules. So depending on your background, you will either get an introduction to economics and to empirical methods. That's if you have a big background in history, or if you have a background in economics, you will do introduction to economic history and introduction to history taught at the history department. Yeah. So that's, of course, a challenge for the program, different backgrounds, and we will bring you up to speed so that you speak a common language. Depending on your background, you will do different things here. Then you will obtain and learn skills and methods. So you will get advanced empirical methods. So this is basically the course that you would also take if you do a master's in economics in Bayreuth. So that's advanced empirical economics. But then also more specific methods in economic history, quantitative methods in economic history, where you will learn things like how to make maps on the computer, for example, how to use text as data. So it's partly data science, I would say. But then also historical methods, again, quantitative and qualitative methods. You have, of course, specialization courses that you can take. What is also important, I would say, is that there is a research colloquium. So in every semester, you will attend this research colloquium where we read papers at the research frontier in economic history and also have guests from abroad, so external speakers. So if you are interested in doing a PhD, that's really a very good preparation for your future career and something that is quite unique about this program as well. There's an internship, a compulsory internship, and of course a master thesis. So that's the curriculum in a nutshell. Now, let me say a few words also about the university and about our students. So the University of Bayreuth is from my perspective, being born in the West and having lived in the North, it's sort of based, it's in the south of Germany, but sort of in the northern part of Bavaria, northeastern part of Bavaria. It's a young university founded in the 1970s. It's a medium-sized campus. So we have approximately 12,500 students. The town has a bit more than 70,000 inhabitants. And it's located in the heart of scenic Upper Franconia. So what the campus, and I will show you a picture in a minute, it's a campus university, and that's really important. So the departments are very close to each other. So what the campus really offers you is study programs in small groups, personal contact to your lecturer, close networking, and short distances. So if you're looking for sort of a big city university, then Bayreuth is probably not your place. But if you are looking for a campus, small group teaching, personal contact, then Bayreuth is a great place. It's a young university, but it's still highly ranked. So it's consistently ranked among the top young universities, for example, in the Times Higher Education global ranking. And it has this long-standing emphasis on the interdisciplinary programs. That's probably coming from our campus where departments are so close to each other. So for example, if you look at the economics department, we offer a couple of these interdisciplinary programs. The first was, for example, philosophy and economics. That's sort of a success story, and history and economics is sort of modeled on this earlier programs. And that's the campus. So it's a campus university, as I said. So it's really centered around this star or whatever it is. And you can see here basically the different departments around the middle of the campus. You also see, if you go outside the city or the town, it's quite rural, a lot of nature. If you like this, you can do hiking, biking, and this kind of stuff. But it's still a nice university town, quite old, quite famous, of course, for music, classical music. So highly recommended if you like this kind of stuff. Finally, what about our students? So this is a relatively small program, I would say. We typically welcome 10 to 20 students. And the intake is only in the winter term. So we don't have an intake in the summer term, only in the winter term. 10 to 20 students. And it's a very international program. So about 80% of our students come from abroad. So only 20% from Germany. And here you see the continents students come from. And I think the key message is that it is quite widespread. So we have students, a lot of students from Asia, but also from North America, South America, Africa. Africa is something that is also a focal point of the university because we have a lot of programs on Africa, an excellence cluster for African studies in Bayreuth, and so we also have some students in this program from Africa. And graduates in general have a variety of career options, including doctoral studies, international companies, and organizations. It's a quite young degree program, so I don't have a lot of data, but many of our students go on to do some doctoral studies. So quarter to a third, I would say, of our graduates have done or are doing a PhD after completing the MA. But as I said, international companies and organizations is also a career option after doing this program. And yeah, with this, I would like to close my presentation. I'm looking forward to your question later on. You can have a look at the webpage of our program, and also drop me an email, of course, if you have further question after this meeting. Thanks a lot.